Greetings. How is everybody? Yeah, it's pretty interesting. When I when I hear readers talking about entire communities trying to take out an earth angel with the seal of God. And it's eighth seal. I mean, it's the house of the sun. And it's all over greed. Well, I mean, let's make a wish. The devil can't rob an empty house. And I mean, binding, robbing, and destroying everything in its path with that entity working through them. That's what it is. I mean, there's not much more we can do about that. You can't have that many readers picking up on that energy, calling out the names of people surrounding my family. Then I know specifically. So I think she called out, my daughter's stepdad. And it's what it is. We've been saying that. So when you have, will you stop? It's my coffee hand. She likes to hit my coffee elbow. Anyway, and then to call out my cousin's husband in the situation, well, that's probably the weird church situation. Who knows? Who knows what these people are up to? However, being a truly made-for-TV movie with the devil and earth angels and greed and corruption and warlocks and witches and witchcraft and blah, 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 blah. It's interesting. And we've got an 8-year cycle of that to deal with. Yes, I understand. When you got to think the main thing they want is someone to give up so that what their crime can go through. How the fuck does that work? You're talking about people who've been influenced into disaster. That's what it is. And I mean, the whole point of one reader last night said, you've got whole communities freaking the fuck out. How did you know? Well, when you have readers saying that the seal of God, I tell you, personal development, improving my intuitive skills, taking the lessons learned in classes I invested in, adding 2,500-year-old information. How did your ancestors live off the land and communicate with the universe? Signs were constantly being sent. They were constantly reading them. Hey. I've got a leech. It's just what it is. She's so much fun. Yeah, do you want to get on screen? Yes. It's just what it is. But I mean, to hear that they put people's lives at risk because they were broke. They put people's lives at risk in a horrible destiny swap. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. And they certainly don't like the tarot community. I certainly don't like tarot readers calling them out by name. But, God will show you who you can trust. God will show you who you can trust. Thank you for the beautiful 5-star reviews. Let's do an energy read, shall we? God got us all that is. Angels, archangels, ascended masters, the divine white light. I said I'd be a clear and infinite channel for your wisdom at this time for myself, as well as those I do readings for. Namaste. So it is, you got to think, divine judgment's been called. People's love, people's light, people's health, people's wealth, people's abundance. It's just kind of scattered about. I mean, you got to think, for months now, you have had readers saying that every time they try maybe this time will work. Maybe, no, oh, wait, hang on, maybe this time will work. No, maybe this time more. And then every time they do it, a natural disaster happens. And then they're trying to find a way to leave someone else holding the bag, someone else responsible for that. That's that, that's like targeting. That's like targeting a gas can, right? So you got a gas can and you shoot it with an exploding bullet, and when it blows up and gas comes all over you and everything around you, you want to be mad at the gas can you were aiming at. Fire and water. It's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. And she said it. She said, you're talking about a temperance angel, highly regarded on the other side, and they can't figure out if it's the temperance angel or the angel of death. Well, the Pisces sun, ruled by Neptune, Sagittarius and Neptune, the temperance angel that rules Pisces sun. It's the 8th house of death. Cool. So that's past life regressions. That's healing. People on the verge of death, come and give me 5-star reviews. That's what it is. And I don't deal with people on the verge of death, but on the verge of stopping their problems. And then what do they want to do? Get together in groups. Oh no, we can't have this. There's too much money involved in helping people with their problems. Oh no, we can't have that. No, not when we live in a society in America and most of the world where we line you up, mask you up, lock you down. It's just what it is. It's just what we do to people. It's just what we do. You got to think 100 years ago, since the fall of Rome, every 100 years they've done a transfer of wealth. 100 years ago was the Great Depression. Wasn't that when Hitler was taking the God's chosen people, throwing them in a box and giving them the gas? Isn't that what was going on 100 years ago? So, and what are we doing now? Oh, we just mask them up, come up with this idea. Nothing happens by chance. Everything happens for a reason. There's no such thing as a coincidence. It's a co-created experience with the divine. And you got to think the dark agenda aspect of this is why they let it go on for so long. Think about that. Oh, we've got natural disasters. Just every time these these people do energy manipulation or the weather manipulation, it causes huge disasters for insurance purposes. Oh my goodness. Left brain, right brain, subconscious mind. We'll just let them do it. And then we'll come in at the end and have a problem with it. That's what we'll do. Because we're evil in charge. We're not Charles in charge. We're evil in charge. Cards in the upright. No, cool. We'll flip it around. That's what it is. Right, and that's why I'm not concerned with it, right? We got some masculines of a righteous nature that are stepping up and seeing what's going on. The top row is the 5D moving down through time and space into the 3D. Yep, Spirit says it was all over money, spiritual inheritance, spiritual wealth. So, being a spiritual matter, now you've got the entire planet. Thank you for that. Thank you for loving my story at 8 a.m. Unending Abundance. Yes, what it is. And when it comes to spiritual wealth, you can't nurture these greedy individuals. That's what it is. They're pure evil. That's what it is. Oh yeah, they're fighting. It's spiritual warfare times 1,000. I can't do anything about that. Frenemies, imagine that. Imagine that. The main focus on the situation is these masculines that only care about money. They can't nurture anything. The devil can't create on its own. No feminine energy to create with. And they're fighting. Oh, spiritual war. Frenemies. Make sure you keep your boundaries. We got no compassion for this situation. It's just what it is with health in the upright. They can't believe the things that the healer has healed from, and now we have 8 full year cycle. So that we get to sit back and go, oh, well, I wonder how they healed from that. Amazing. Did they generate their own energy? Did they go out and find a 5-star healer? It's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. Initiation or an attunement into Reiki. That's what it is. And when you've got that energy of them wanting to cause delays, wanting to cause blocks, wanting to stall things out so that they don't have to do the right thing. Okay, you tell me how that's going to work out in the end. No wonder you're getting natural disasters, also named after people I know on holidays. Thank you for that, universe. It's just what it is. Yeah, the lies are coming out over money, right? People will do some of the dumbest shit for money and land. That's what it is. And I mean, you cannot convince me that if you've got your rich elites trying to do a land grab in America, they want to buy up the farmland, and then you've got a list that just magically disappears. So, oh yeah, we don't want to bring embarrassment to the people that are paying us off. We just don't want to do that. It's a scandal worse than any Watergate we could possibly consider talking about. That's why we don't get into politics. It's all a horse and pony show. Here's my card. Higher consciousness says you cannot nurture these warlike individuals fighting. That's what it is. They have brought the battle of heaven and hell to earth. That's what it is. While we're stepping back and letting spirit clear it out, one natural disaster at a time. That's what it is. You can't have a reader come out and say that a group, a coven, a secret society, things that would get JFK blasted in the dome driving down the street in Dallas, Texas. You can't tell me that kind of exposure out isn't going to put someone in the line of 5-star reviews, baby. It's just what it is. Yeah, and there's nothing they can do to cover it up. God's going to continuously expose them, one natural disaster after the other. Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm, or God brings the storms. Okay, great. What are we seeing? Spirit coming out in the cards through the mediums, calling out family members by name that we've been saying the entire time. And it's just what it is. And everybody wants to wait until, oh God, it's too late to do anything. Well, it was, and then they lost before they started going up against the divine. Anyway, frenemies. Yeah, a bunch of women upside down. It's just what it is. That's why a group collaboration tried to take out an Earth Angel. Third-party situations tried to take out an Earth Angel. Secret societies, cults, covens, witches, warlocks, the government, crooked cops, crooked judges, crooked attorneys, all got together to go up against God. Because why? The light triggers their demons. It's just what it is. I can't do anything about a bunch of triggered demons. We have no compassion for that. That's what it is. Too much Satanism. She has to be pet. Never give a dog animal Reiki. It's just what it is. the energy affects them in ways that they don't understand, and then you have an obsessed little pushing up daisy. That's what it is. People aren't much different. Look at the dumb shit they do. Health is in the upright, and that's going to be a message of concern as the change in consciousness, the awakening happens. She said, I'm hearing a dog whining from upstairs, and I thought, it's just what it is. We must have ascended. We must have ascended with pushing up Daisy, and she's hearing the dog whining for its love. The initiation or the attunement into the spiritual realm has got everything out of harmony and balance, and it's what it is. They have been trying to stop this awakening since it started. They have been trying to bind, rob, and destroy evidence since the beginning. That's what it is. Their corruption's coming to the light. And they're going to look for someone to blame other than themselves. That's what it is. It's a transfer of wealth and power. They want to reset? Cool. It trickles down from the 5D to the 3D. Spirit wants a reset on the planet too. Look at the natural disasters that we're having go. And people aren't going to change. That's what it is. You can't change people. You just change people. Some will make it, some will not. That's what it is. How's that energy protection? It's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about the devil and the devil's minion energy doing everything they can to fight for their addictions, their limitations, their fucking lack mentality. I can't do anything about that. Certainly can't nurture that shit or people please them in any way. There's no higher consciousness. People are going to go down in history on this situation for being the names, the signs, and the synchronicities on a tarot reader's table around an earth angel wanting to pull off a robbery. And our biggest issue was the fucker couldn't read. They can't read. They're illiterate. That's what it is. You're talking about people that have gotten accustomed to hitting the microphone. They can push a button. They can push the microphone button on the phone and then speak into the text. That's what it is. Right? So you've got people trying to pull off the crime of the century, and they couldn't read. They have to have their rights read to them. They can't read them themselves. That's what it is. We're continuously calling our energy back from this situation. Simple enough. Spirit is fighting the battles for us. We don't even have to remove that negative energy. Upright families will be stepping onto the scene and seeing how long they have been oppressed, repressed, abused, controlled by what? That's what it is. And I was a firm believer, during these end times, you're not fighting flesh and blood. You're fighting a spirit of influence. They've got a rotten soul. They've got broken thinking. They've been dumbed down to the point they're just dumb, panicky animals. It's one of my favorite lines from Men in Black. Starseed's awakening. Oh, shit. No. We can't have that. No. Starseed's awakening on this planet. Souls that have reincarnated more times than we have. Oh, no, we can't have that. We can't have souls better than us. We've been stuck on a prison planet, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, doing the same karmic shit, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, because we can't learn our lessons, and the rest of the universe wants us confined to the earth. You don't get to leave the earth. Oh, no. You're confined here because you can't learn your karmic lessons. You keep creating more karma. Robbing, binding, destroying. That's what it is. So we're going to give you eternal life on earth. That way, when the sun sets the earth on fire, you'll still be stuck here. It's just what it is. Energy can't be destroyed, only transferred. So when I hear readers say that it was like Superman encasing the evil trio, the power of three, in Superman 2 into the glass and blasting them out into space. I'm telling you, prove to me that's not the Christ conscious grid. You've got grid workers. It's tied to Egyptian mystery. That's what it is. What are you going to do? That's what it is. The earth is ascending. The earth does not want those. They can't go with it. They can't hold the vibration. The lower vibration can't survive. We're seeing it all around us. Meat wagons down the road. It's just what it is. It's what it is. We can't do anything about that. Right? We all have to tough it out and get through it. But what does that mean? These people in rage that have been in power, that are in fear, that are all worried about what their exposure of what they've done in the dark coming to light. Cool, that's all lower vibration. That's all that lower vibrational entities that won't survive anyway. So we don't have to worry about it. It's what it is. It's been manifested. It's God's plan. All right, so you've got masculines in the upright over top of a bunch of frenemies and upside down women. What is Reiki for psychic cord cutting? How do those psychic cords affect your energy? How do they siphon your life force energy inside of the simulated reality, the matrix, the 3D construct? How do they do that? How do you cut those cords? What is the purpose of cutting those cords? What is the purpose of calling your energy back? Do these people have any wisdom, education, and or experience in the matter? Are there more people that talk about it than just one crazy individual? Has it been around for 2,500 years and they didn't tell you so they could dumb you down, keep you sick, keep you in a instant gratification matrix of drugs and cash? Crimes against humanity. Did they even know any better? Hell no. They had a spirit influencing them that doesn't want to be seen. Obviously, that's what it is. Can't do anything about that. I mean, knowing that you're going to open up a school or a business that revolves around higher consciousness, that revolves around lots of meditation, that revolves around healing when, most people just want to go to the doctor and get a drug. That's what it is. People will use their illness as their personality. I've been there. That's what it is. How do we get over that? You stop using that as an image, because that is not you. What you are and who you do, what you do and who you are two completely different things. Right? What do? They keep you dumbed down. Yeah, and here we go. Here comes your group. the tarot community, the group they're talking about, oh, they're at it first thing this morning. They're still at it. The greed is pumping, boy. That's what it is. They're not masters. I can't do anything about that. That's what it is. You've got these masculine energies going up against divine feminine energies, regardless of gender, because of our intuition, because of our mystery. They don't know what we're going to do next. And they're talking about a connection with the divine. It looks like if they had a connection to the divine, they would know what we're going to do next. It's called the opposition for a reason. Anyway, health's in the upright. The change in consciousness, yeah. It's just what it is. Keep putting your heart into your work. You got to think, that person that just popped in notifications at it first thing this morning is exactly who all of Tarot Lands is talking about. Not wanting to be exposed. And here they pop in. They make sure that notification comes in first thing. That's what it is. Here's a good telltale sign of these cults, secret societies, narcissistic shit going on in the background. There used to be a school called the Ramtha School of Enlightenment. There was a medium named J.Z. Knight. J.Z. Knight channeled a 35,000-year-old being named Ramtha. Right? That shit ended up being deemed as a cult. The students got karma after a while. The entity that was working through J.Z. Knight probably knew that the kids were going to get karma. That's what it is. Okay, so now what do we have? We've got, I'm Bob, but I channel a fucking bass drop from another fucking dimension. Cool. Where's their direct connection to source? Right? My light triggers their demons. Do you think Bob with a Charlie coming out of him, or Susie with a Joseph or a Mary coming out of her? Right? You think that's probably a demon that's triggered? Taro's steadily calling them out. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. So you've got the energy exchange in the upper. It's all over greed. Great. So the people that are talking about nothing but money are the ones in the background that are using all of that money. That's all they talk about. How to manifest money and million. Yeah, they're the ones siphoning your energy. Prayers have been answered. That's what it is. Right? And you're more than happy to prove me wrong. Right? They wouldn't be battling God if they had fucking true intuition. If they were truly connected to the source, they wouldn't be going up against it. They wouldn't be competing. They know that their time is up. They wouldn't be doing everything they could to prevent a tower. That's That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. Spell farms. I don't know what that is either. But how do I identify? There is an earth angel that entire groups are falling or descending, falling from grace for going up against. Oh, you think that's a QHHT practitioner? You think that's what the tarot readers are talking about? Somebody that works directly with the source through clients, has channeled connection through Reiki, has transcended consciousness with the Buddha and strengthened that connection. You think that's what they're mad at? You think it is? You think it's what the entire group has went up against that divine connection? The one thing they tried to stop more than anything else was someone coming in to a divine union. Yeah, look at the ego deaths are rolling out. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. Right? People operating in their ego over greed. Right? They're not worried about the divine. They only trust that dollar. There's no in God we trust anywhere in these people. That's what it is. Failures. They put all that time, effort, and energy into what? People losing their lives. I'm glad I got 5-star reviews, and they're causing lives to be lost. Fucking women who can't teach you anything. They're not masters of shit. They're controlled by entities. They're puppets. They're meat suit puppets. Go ask Jay-Z Knight and the Ramtha School of Enlightenment. Channeling a 35,000-year-old cunning demon that's way smarter than any stupid human doing stage tricks. Freaking karmics. That's what it is. And they're getting karma. I can't do anything about that. Right? They don't like the tarot community because tarot picks up that energy. They're doing everything they can to cloak a good fucking disguise. That's what it is. Fakes, phonies, frauds, paid actors, things of that nature. Mediums who got a dose of what? Selling their soul? Simple enough. Anyway, yes, black magic. That's what it is. Their black magic is backfiring. Their glamour spells. The shit they do to keep people under mass hypnosis and a fucking spell. The thing the earth angel sees through, they're mad at. The light that triggers their demons. The information, light represents information. That's what it is. So they do everything they can to what? Go up against the divine. Cool. Only demons rebel against the divine. So you've got entire communities of greedy, demonically possessed individuals on stage teaching all of these people, necromancers, whatever. And people are just eating that up. Oh, yeah, they're getting 35,000-year-old demon information. My light couldn't trigger their demons if the demon wasn't in them. Fucking, we're not worried about this shit. It's just what it is. All right, Reiki's 2,500 years old, and they're teaching you with 35,000-year-old demons. That's what it is. Fucking love's in the upright. Everything's out of harmony and balance. However, love always wins. The lack of faith we have in these individuals, yeah, there was no gratitude. A bunch of fucking thieves. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. Their black magic is backfiring. Yeah, I hear they tried to take out an earth angel. Is that true? I heard they tried to attack the crown chakra because they wanted to take the crown away from an earth angel? Really? They tried to take an earth angel's halo? What do you think God's going to do to them and everyone involved? Simple enough. So it's a very simple question. When you try to take a crown activation from an enlightened being that has a connection to the Most High, what is the Most High going to do to you, cities and states at a time? Countries. Have we seen Italy lately? Have we looked at California being tsunamied? That's what it is. When I hear a reader say that they were doing blood rituals trying one last time, and then the next day you get Tropical Storm Dexter, God's got 2 pockets full of screw you. Enjoy your day. Namaste.